Okay, is everyone okay? Yeah! That's much better, fantastic. I know normally when you go to these things, it's quite boring and you've got some guy who stands his like, his TED Talks and like, so what we're trying to do here at YouTube is change. Yeah, it's all about diversity. It is still about diversity, that's why I'm here. But most importantly, it's about YouTube originals. Now, on everybody's seat, you will have one of these headbands. Do we all have a headband? Yeah? What I'm gonna need you guys to do is get your headbands, place them in the air like this, put them in the air like you just don't care. Yeah? Can everyone do that? We've all got our headbands. Fantastic. Now, you can either, you have two sides, you can either go for this side or the Cobra side, the dark side, right? Then we're gonna need you to guys get your headbands, yeah? And if you're not doing this, by the way, yeah? You're a fucking twat, innit, yeah? Yeah? Don't be that person, innit? Just get involved. Okay, fantastic. I'm gonna need you to place it on your head. Okay, tie it around. And there we are, we're in the Illuminati. How we feeling, guys? Okay, fantastic, cool. But this isn't about me. I'll just introduce you who I am. My name is Mo Gilligan. I'm a comedian and TV presenter. This is about YouTube originals. Before we start, thank you all for coming, so please give yourself a round of applause. Fantastic, fantastic. And we need to loosen up a bit, so can everyone just move their shoulders a little bit? Is that all right? Free yoga, this is good, isn't it? Free yoga. Cool. And say hello to the person on your left. Okay. Fantastic. Yes. See? You can tell there's so many Londoners here because we never talk to each other, don't we, on the underground. And say hello to the person on your right. Okay. Cool. Fantastic. So some of you guys have been sitting next to someone for this whole time and not even spoke to them. I'm not going to speak to them, no. But cool. So please, can we please give it up for Luke Hyams at YouTube Originals?
And I think, first of all, thank you so much for everyone for coming. It's great to see such a turnout. A friend from Broadcast Magazine on the way in asked me, what are the big announcements we're going to be having? And I honestly don't know if there's bigger announcements today than the fact that Mr. Mo Gilligan has just not only been recommissioned for the Big Nasty Show, but it's also been commissioned by Channel 4 for the Mo Show as well.
Yes, that's right.
Round of applause for that.
Oh, cheers, man. Thanks. I hope you're clapping if you like it, because it hasn't been made yet. So
yeah,
so you've got a long way to go, man. But yeah, thanks for having me.
If it's anything like this, I'm sure they're going to love it.
Oh yeah, it's going to be the best shit ever. Yeah, the best shit. But yeah, Luke, tell us about YouTube Originals, because me, like everyone else, I use YouTube a lot. I'm a massive consumer of online stuff. I put a lot of my stuff online, and I got a message one day. I was like, "Bidoom, YouTube Originals, $12.99. Fancy sign up for a free month?" And I was like,
$11.99.
$11.99. Yeah, That's not what they said to me at the time. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So YouTube Originals is a new unit in EMEA within YouTube that creates original programming that aims to take the things that people are really passionate about on YouTube and supercharge them for original programming. We deliver that programming at times through the main YouTube platform, but then also through our brand new YouTube Premium service, which is $11.99. You can sign up for it on YouTube if you go to youtube.com/premium. I'm sure everybody here already has in advance of the session. And with this, what you get with YouTube Premium, it's very different to a lot of the other offerings that you get in terms of subscription right now. Number one, you get a collection of over 65 shows and movies that have been produced by YouTube Originals in the last couple of years since it launched at the end of 2016. You get the YouTube Music app, which allows you to kind of have a standalone music enjoying experience aside from the main YouTube app. And then you also get a bunch of other added functionalities that make using the YouTube app and site just that little bit better. Stuff like the ability to turn off your screen and still listen to audio, and also continuous play, which is like watching videos without the 5-second adverts. So that's like the shape of YouTube Premium. And YouTube Originals, we're now just in the process of actually programming this, building it. We've got 50 shows and movies that we're going to be, and specials that we're going to be releasing in 2019. We're looking ahead to 2020 and beyond, really just like tapping into the things that people are really passionate about on YouTube. One of which is Karate Kid and Cobra Kai. You know, we're not just making you wear silly headbands because you know, we're big Karate Kid fans. You know, our biggest show so far that we launched this year in America is called Cobra Kai. And it's a show that is, you know, like we get loads of people coming to pitch reboots and reimaginings, but this was a really unique pitch. It had 80s nostalgia and people getting kicked in the face, but it also had a really unique way of engaging with the two characters who were at the heart of the original Karate Kid movie. So we had Danny, who was the good guy, Johnny, who was the bad guy, and it kind of switches everything around. So now Johnny is the protagonist. He's down on his luck trying to get his life back, and Danny, who was our hero, is now a success and someone we'd like to hate. Yeah, so that's basically why we're wearing headbands. Myself and the session producer, we were like, how can we make this different? And you know, a bunch of Cobra Kai hashtag selfies was basically where we got to in the end of it. So if you haven't seen that show, definitely check it out. You can watch the first couple of episodes for free on YouTube right now.
So with this subscription service, what makes this different to other subscription services? Because at the moment, obviously, Netflix is, for me, I feel is like one of the forefronts of making original stuff. So obviously, you guys kind of enter in this field. What's going to make your stuff stand out and be a bit different?
Well, I feel like the fact that, you know, what we're doing cannot be taken in isolation from YouTube. It's like really like, in the room, who uses YouTube every week? Yeah, good. Every day? Okay, almost as many hands. So, you know, it's something for everybody, and everybody who uses YouTube. It's just a way to make that experience better. So, you know, the music app, the shows, you know, it's just extra little ways that if you're already, you know, passionate about YouTube, which 1.9 billion people a month are, you know, logged in users, it's just a way to make it a better experience. So it's more like channeled into YouTube. So it's not like an either or with a lot of other stuff that's going on. It's very uniquely focused into YouTube.
One of the really things I really liked about it is the fact that there's no adverts, because that is really annoying at times, because sometimes
even the 5-6 second adverts?
Yeah, because some of the adverts, has anyone seen this advert about going to Portugal? Have you ever seen this one? Where you're playing music, it's like, hi guys, want to come to Portugal? You're like, no, just play the songs that I'm trying to play. So that's also one of the new features as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things, like continuous play, like to be able to continuously watch without adverts. Me personally, like the 6-second adverts never really bothered me too much. I tried to convert my mum to YouTube Premium recently. She's like, I won't know what's going on in the world if I don't have adverts. Sorry, Mum. That is true. But so yes, that's one of the factors as well. So it's like a bunch of different things.
Yeah. And what's like a typical what's like a typical YouTuber? A typical user of like YouTube Premium?
Honestly, like the way things are going with how many people are on the site every day, it is just something for everybody. You know, if you want to make it just a little bit, you know, add some extra functionality and really engage with these shows, which, you know, we're really proud of, and we've got so many coming that we're really excited about. You know, that's the thing I'd say is like, it is for everybody who loves entertainment.
Now, and I noticed in the show reel, like you've got some really big names there. You've got people like LeBron James, you've got like Kevin Hart. But how are you gonna, in terms of like the UK, how is this gonna, in terms of encouraging people from the UK to kind of be behind this? Because I think sometimes when you're from the UK, you kind of be like, well, America do it first, then we copy. Are we gonna be like the forefront of a part of this as well?
Well, YouTube's an American company, so it kind of made sense for it to start their YouTube Premium and YouTube Originals and roll out. You know, we've now come to this country, we've kind of got going. We've done shows with some of the great endemic talent like Dan TDM, Colin Furze, you know, also Jack Whitehall. We did a show for the World Cup, the F2 freestylers. Like, there's a load of great talent, you know, that are homegrown that we've started to work with, and we want to continue to work with local talent, YouTube and otherwise, and traditional producers. Yeah, all day, yeah.
Just putting it out there, you know. You guys got money, so, you know. That's why we're all in this room. But this is a clip here. This is the Sideman show clip. This is the VT here.
Yeah, so do you have people under 14 in your life by any chance? So these guys, you know, this is just a good example of like the differentiator, because this is the thing we always try to say is like, you know, the whole purpose of YouTube Originals is, you know, we've got great people like the Sidemen who are doing great challenge videos with a great sense of camaraderie on their own channels. Like, how do we take that and elevate it to a level where you'd actually feel comfortable to go, oh, I want to pay $11.99 to see that. So with that show, we just took the spirit of what they had. And that's why I wanted to play it, because it's a good example of like, you know, being able to stay true to what they do, but then also like adding in some stunts, explosions, and Nicole Scherzinger.
Now, you got some good people in that, man.
Yeah, Hodor is in that show.
Yeah.
Have you ever worked with Hodor?
Hodor. Who's that?
From Game of Thrones.
No, I don't watch that.
Okay.
Nah. Yeah. I know some people are like, how dare you not watch it?
Yeah.
It's one of the best.
Sacrilegious.
It's one of the best. I've never seen it. But now, I could imagine there's tons of producers in this room, and they're most probably trying to tap into your head of like what do you guys want? Because I guess you're gonna get so much stuff, but then there's almost like, so what do you guys want?
Well, you know, like as far as the shopping list goes, in scripted, we're looking for, you know, personality-driven, authored pieces that have potential for international appeal, and that take us into a new world or environment that maybe we haven't seen in a drama before. We also like to stay kind of close to the idea of, you know, central characters in a way that so much about what YouTube's done so far has been built on personality. So we find that stories about one central character, following them through, keeping it quite close and focused on one person's narrative works really well for us. So that's scripted. In terms of comedy, we're looking for half hours, more serialized half hours than your traditional sitcom, because, you know, it's important to us that people keep watching. Not so much looking for stand-ups or specials in comedy right now, but that might change in the future. In unscripted, celebrity-driven, buzzy, you know, kind of like pop culture adjacent style subjects. You know, a couple of good examples of like, you know, two good examples of show. One is a show that we've got coming soon called Sugar, and it's been developed with Adam Levine from Maroon 5. And he had this video a couple of years ago where they went and surprised people at their weddings for their song Sugar, and it was like this amazing moment of surprise and delight. 2 billion views later, they've developed it into a series that sees different bands like Snoop Dogg, Charlie Puth, Charlie Puth, how do you pronounce that?
Charlie who now?
Charlie Puth, is it Puth or Puth? Yeah. Okay, there you go. So Charlie P, he's an American singer, young guy, very popular.
It's not hip hop. That's me.
Okay, we got ASAP Ferg.
I only know Charlie Sloth. That's my Charlie.
There you go.
The Charlie Puth guy.
Yeah. So not him.
No, you can't pretend. I can't just be like, yeah, okay, yeah.
Who's heard of Charlie Puth? Yeah, okay.
Stop begging it because you want the money, man. Don't try it, man. Yeah, I know him. I listen to him all the time. Spotify. So that show, you know, rewarding people get surprised at, you know, like fans. People turn up and, you know, your favorite artist jumps out and surprises you. Like, okay.
So yeah. So that we're doing a show with Robert Downey Jr. where he's, you know, tapping into his passion for the future of artificial intelligence. He's going to do a multi-level documentary series where we go and learn more about the future of artificial intelligence and what it means for our world. Also in unscripted, we're really excited to be like harnessing the potential of putting shows in front of the paywall as well, which is something we like to do with the right projects. You know, social impact stuff that is entertaining, that can kind of, you know, make people think, tell inspirational human stories, you know, tap into the Google mission of, you know, spreading information around the world, but still be very entertaining. You know, you're broccoli but deep fried. So we're looking at a lot of stuff like that. We're about to do a show with Sundog Pictures and the actress Priyanka Chopra, an adaptation of a book called If I Could Tell You One Thing, where she goes and she learns, you know, interviews interesting people from all echelons of society and says, look, if there's one piece of advice that you could give a room full of people in Edinburgh right now, what would that advice be? And what is that advice, Mo Gilligan?
to come to this show if you want the peas, isn't it? That's what we're
It's not.
No,
It's not all about the peas.
Yeah, that's why these people in the room, don't let them lie
It's a
to you later on,
business,
you know.
of course not,
They'll pretend
man.
and say, "Oh man, great blazer, man.
No, I know.
That was a fantastic blazer."
I bought the blazer specially. Yes.
Can I ask you a question? In terms of like YouTube, YouTube has been it's been known for like a lot of short form content, where in terms of TV have tried to kind of copy that format a little bit of copying like short form and making their own short form versions, some TV channels. So what is the length of programs that you're looking to make?
We feel that when you're asking people to pay $11.99 and producing a premium service, you know, our research tells us that people like to have half hours in comedy, 60-minute episodes in terms of dramas, and, you know, 90s when it comes to specials and films and stuff. So it's kind of like, because things are so much different shapes and sizes on the main YouTube site, it's really important that when people go through the premium, they see forms that they recognize it. And there's reasons why those are the formats of those type of shows. It's not just scheduling, it's just, you know, the nature of telling a story that we're really accustomed to as viewers.
And are you going to keep the format the same in terms of things like comments? Because that's almost like, you know, what works well, as opposed to TV doesn't always get that opportunity. TV, you have to kind of, with myself doing like, being part of the Big Nasty Show, we could see if people liked it through looking at the hashtag. Are you going to keep that same format with YouTube Originals?
Yeah, I mean, I think comments are I honestly feel like they're like one of the great, you know, differentiators and one of the real pleasures of making a show for YouTube or YouTube Premium. You know, just that ability to put something up, go away, go to the bathroom, go to the toilet, make a cup of tea, come back and see real direct feedback from your audience, I think is incredibly valuable. And I think it's, one of my favorite things about working on these type of shows.
Yeah, no, I think it's essential for a lot of the space, because you're getting a first-handed experience of that moment live. So you're watching it and you're commenting straight away of what you think of it, what you like about it, which I guess can just aid a lot of the shows. So
yeah. And when people are behind an avatar, nobody lies to their computer.
Yeah, unless it's Tinder. We all lie on Tinder, don't we, guys? So what platforms do your audience use to consume? What do you think they're going to use to consume things like YouTube Original?
Well, like, I mean, platforms, like you watch it through main YouTube, but in terms of like devices and stuff, like, you know, the rise of mobile video and YouTube have gone hand in hand. So there's a load of consumption on mobile still, but we're, you know, really pleased with the advent of premium that we're also seeing like loads of people, you know, returning to the living room, watching more and more of our shows on smart TVs, like through Chromecast, through PlayStations and stuff like that. So, you know, that's where we're predominantly mobile, but we're seeing a balance towards the living room.
Are you going to have that thing that Netflix have where, like, are you still watching? Are you going to have that? That's quite rude, because there's times I'm like, can you mind your business, please?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you watch too many. Yeah. We don't have that functionality right now. Should we add that? No, if you feel it's getting in the way.
It's too intrusive. Just keep playing it. It's my electricity, usually. But beside, I'm not too sure how many people know in the room, but Sideman was made by a British production company, Antenna. Are you guys in the room? Hello? Hey. Oh, just you. They only sent you. Where's the rest of them? That's what they all say when they're at McDonald's or Nando's. Okay. So are you kind of looking at like the British independent companies, some of the smaller guys as well?
Yeah, I mean, we've got stuff in development with people of all shapes and sizes, and we're, you know, the doors are open if it's a good idea, you know, and people have the kind of auspices to deliver it, then we're all ears.
And also talent, because you've mentioned some huge names, people like Robert Downey Jr., this Charlie Puth guy, I don't know who that is, but it sounds like he's official, innit?
Yeah.
But there's also a lot of emerging talent where someone like myself, I've created an audience online, and now I'm doing stuff on TV. So are you guys going to be quick enough to kind of snap up some of those emerging talents before they kind of go on TV, essentially?
I mean, look, the thing is, like, YouTube is a massive hotbed for people to. It's like the place where people go to put their stuff up, to, you know, be able to create stuff themselves. Like, you know, so that's will always be that, and it's really just about, if we think as premium, we can add anything to that experience that audiences are going to want to, get behind. So yeah, if the idea is right around a talent, that's really exciting. And we're not just exclusively looking to work with YouTube talent, but at the same time, there are a load of great YouTube talent, like we saw with the Sidemen, like we did with F2, Dan TDM. The list goes on that we can collaborate with and make some great stuff. So we really just want to keep a balance between traditional and people on YouTube already.
And what is the position for the producer working with YouTube originals? Do they get the same kind of freedom working with them? Because I know in terms of myself or working with TV, there is that kind of like sometimes TV have an input, producer has an input, and sometimes TV can overrule the production company. So are producers going to have that same kind of, are you going to get involved in that same way, or are you just going to?
Absolutely, it's the same sort of network position, broadcaster position where, at the end of the day, the thing that we're, producing is going to end up on our service. So we just got to make sure it works for us.
Okay, and lastly but not least, well, not lastly, because we've got some more stuff to go through, because everyone's like, well, what about the budgets? Go for the budgets bit. But like, when it comes to budgets, obviously, this is not a kind of place where you're going to give us a round figure, but when it comes to budgets, is it flexible? Is it a conversation that you guys are?
Yeah, I mean, I think we always, case by case space, on a case by case basis, we look at, what, resources a specific idea needs. And I think it's really important, as we're starting out, that we have to be mindful about local industry tariffs and rates, to make sure that we're doing stuff that, fits in with the ecosystem in the right way.
And just for myself, because I'm a massive consumer of online, how are you guys going to stand out? Because I think I think there's some people in here that are very tech savvy. And there's some people who are just getting into things like a Netflix, for example. How are you guys gonna stand out from being like, this isn't just a normal YouTube, this is a little bit different? I think it's almost kind of like to the smaller consumer at times, because for the people that are in the know, it's almost like, yeah, I've got this, I've got an Apple TV, and I've got a Now TV, and you're in the know. Yeah. But for the normal person who's like, what am I gonna get in terms of, I don't watch Sidemen, I don't watch this. What am I going to get as a smaller consumer from YouTube originals? What's going to bring me in?
I mean, and the answer has to be great shows, Like Cobra Kai is a great example. 40 million views we've had on the first episode of that show. It's a great story. It connects to people. It has that nostalgia vibe, and it feels very current because of the younger characters, And that's really, with that, great writing, great casting. The same thing with. If anybody, who's in a sort of network or SVOD position was sat in this chair would tell you, it's just about making sure that you collaborate with the right people and make stuff that feels exciting.
That's exciting, man. You guys have also worked with Jack Whitehall as well. You've got a program called Start of Training Days as well.
Training Days, yeah.
This is a VT here that we're going to show.
Yeah, it was getting into the idea of comments, as we were talking about before. It's like he's going to read some comments from his show.
So, in terms of a series like that, how are you going to stick to the same? Because with TV, obviously, if a program is half an hour, every week is half an hour. Are you guys going to have that same flexibility with your stuff, or are you going to keep it a standard like TV format essentially?
Yeah, while staying, like for instance, with the 30, while staying in the parameter of 30-ish, again, just making sure that we do what's right for the episode. We don't have to fit into a specific slot like that. So if it goes a little bit under or goes a little bit over, that's absolutely fine by us.
And what do you find that producers are finding the hardest to grasp about the difference?
I don't know. Like it's complete. All of this is completely new. Like it's a whole new, set of interests and rules and perspectives for us as a service. I think the things that stand out that it's helpful to clear up are. The ideas that we have, we're looking for premium, we have to be able to answer the question of like, what about this idea or this show is going to drive subscription? So that's the first thing. A lot of times people think that we just want to do stuff with YouTubers, with established YouTubers, and while we're definitely open to doing stuff with YouTubers because we're the right place for it, we're open to working with people who haven't got a big presence on YouTube. Another one is that, when we think about what we're commissioning, we have to take we have to really look at like what's going on in the whole of YouTube when we evaluate an idea. So if you get pitched something that you feel is already available for free on YouTube, we can't really take that on into premium like other people who are just programming for one channel or one SVOD would be able to. So we have to really think like, why is this not something you can find on YouTube? Another thing is people think it's always about short form. We kind of cleared that one up. And then like age, like a lot of people think YouTube, and because it's really so many young people have connected to the service, they feel like a lot of the stuff that we should be looking for is for young people, when really we're going for a kind of 18 to 35-year-old audience right now.
And will this affect the type of content in terms of how people shoot it? Because I guess when you're paying for the subscription, you want to see a better quality. You don't want to see the guy filming stuff on his iPhone on a vlog. Do you know what I mean? You want to see, like, I guess that's almost the thing. Like when you're paying for some form of subscription, you want to see a much better quality, a better sound for your experience as well.
Yeah, completely. Again, whatever's right for the idea, but yes, we do want to have things that feel, you know, like they're worth paying for.
So quality is like a massive
absolutely, absolutely.
So if anyone's got the budget Canon from Argos, this is not your time right now, unfortunately. I feel bad now. I know there's some of the, oh, for fuck's sake, fucking put this bike down. I'm that guy. Again, how is this gonna stand out amongst your competitors, do you think, of YouTube originals?
Again, like just great shows, stuff that is like timely and it feels like you can't find it anywhere else. Like, did everybody know that Will Smith is going to turn 50 years old on the 25th of September? No. Now, is anybody here over 50? You, sir, what did you do for your 50th birthday? Great, excellent. What most of us will probably do. Now, Will Smith is going to be getting a helicopter, going to the Grand Canyon, getting some bungee rope, and raising a ton of money for charity by doing like a live show where he's going to jump off said helicopter into the Grand Canyon in the name of entertainment. That's a show we're doing called The Jump. You can do it for your 51st, sir. So that's one thing. So that's like something that maybe couldn't exist anywhere else. Another thing, you know, we are looking for things that can exist only on YouTube. Last year we collaborated with Edinburgh on a show called Witness, which saw Katy Perry go into a house, like her own private Big Brother house, for 96 hours. Loads of people came to visit her, but it was streamed like live, multi-camera, on her channel where she has already 30 million plus subscribers. So it was like directly a place where her fans could see her, where her fans are already accustomed to watching her content, and was like the kind of fit of something that felt like an only on YouTube thing. And that was something that Time magazine said was one of the 10 best shows of last year, which we're really proud of.
Wow. You know, a lot of this content, is it going to be available worldwide as well? Because I think in terms of, I'll be honest, one of the worst things is sometimes you're using YouTube and you can't use it because it's licensed in certain countries and it isn't. So if I'm paying for this service, is this going to be a service where if I am on holiday, I can still keep up with the same programming and there's no limitations?
Yeah, I mean, that's a really important question. We feel like it's, you know, apart from a couple of these copyright situations that you've run into, which we try to get around where we can, we feel it's really important, you know, one of the things that make YouTube, the main site, so successful is that you could, for the most part, upload a video, and as long as there weren't any copyright infringements, it could be live all around the world at once. So we feel for YouTube Premium, we want to mirror that and make sure that this, you know, the shows that we make can reach a global audience at once on launch day.
That's really cool, because I went to Vegas, right, this year, and I was so excited that they had Netflix, right, but you could still use it in Vegas. Yeah. And I was still continuing watching my program from the UK to Vegas. Yeah. Do you know how gassed I was? I was losing.
It's really good.
Like yeah.
That was good.
So it's good to know that.
You can do that with us as well, definitely.
Okay, and just one more thing here. What is the main difference between commissioning for linear and commissioning for SOD, particularly the YouTube?
Well, I mean, you know, I think really it comes down to audience. With YouTube, you know, one of the things that is so helpful is that there are so many interesting niche audience pockets that we can identify that really react to certain types of content. So to be able to look at those and match them with ideas that we have a gut feeling about, that we believe in, is really a good experience, because then it allows us to basically program for those audiences and try to bring those audiences into YouTube Premium.
And in terms of like, how do like the suppliers from other audience get their ideas to you and your team? Because that's almost a really hard thing to, because a person like yourself, how does some of the smaller production companies here get their ideas towards yourself?
Yeah.
Because the last thing you want to do is get an email and it's like, I'm on holiday, and you're like, but I met you at Edinburgh though, I don't understand. Yeah. We exchanged numbers.
Yeah.
You said I had a good Channel 4 show.
So you know, people can find us. We also have an email address called ytosubmissions@google.com, which people can reach out to us on as well.
Let me write that down. At submissions.
ytosubmissions@google.com. But you can text me.
I ain't got your number yet, but okay. Now, we've recently spoken about Channel 4 commissioning some new shows like The Big Nasty Show, Peng Life, which people that were online, you've got Amelia here from Chicken Shop. She started her thing 5 years ago. Can we give up for Amelia?
Chicken Shop Date.
She is really good, man.
So are you guys familiar with Chicken Shop Date? If you aren't, you have to be. You go on, do these wonderful interviews. Who is the best date you've been on in the Chicken Shop Date show?
Big Nasty, you have to be.
Does everybody know Big Nasty?
Yeah.
Yes. This is a man whose first mixtape was called Drugs and Chicken. He's a very, very brilliant,
so
unique character.
Drugs and Chicken, that's not rated. Can't put that out, man. Because your mum's going to be like, so, what music have you making? Drugs and chicken.
What a combination.
Because I think sometimes a company like yourself being YouTube original, you know, sometimes it's almost like, wow, it's YouTube, they'll be making new content. Someone like Amelia, I use for example, she started her thing 5 years ago and it's grown. And I think, are you guys on the search for finding new talent? Because I think new talent is almost, I think for someone like myself, I'm quite fortunate to find my audience online, which I didn't. I've come to Edinburgh, I came here 3 years ago, put out a show, I was flying. We had around 6 people. And like fast forward now where I'm announcing a TV show and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I still think, is it something where you guys are almost, I'm not going to say you guys are going to be scouting new talent, but is it kind of like seeing someone like Amelia who is emerging, who's like, wow, let's kind of get in there before a TV channel does and trying to break through new talent? A bit like, I think, how Netflix do programs like Stranger Things, introduce us to a lot of great actors and a great TV show in terms of like nostalgia and stuff. Are you guys going to be on the lookout for that in terms of new talent?
Well, it kind of comes back to what we were saying before about YouTube being one kind of holistic entity, premium here and regular YouTube there. You know, with the idea that if, you know, we definitely look out for new talent, but we've got to think about how we're going to take them to a new level with the stuff that we do for them for premium, because, you know, it wouldn't make sense for us to just take what they're already doing on their channel and having great success with and just stick that behind the paywall.
Because I think in terms of, I think you guys are mostly at a better position than a lot of other places where it comes down to developing and a lot of talent, which sometimes gets lost in the TV world. I've been quite lucky to work with Channel 4 where they've helped me develop. So I think you guys have a really good opportunity to be the forefront of that and developing talent, as well as just being like, oh, you're hot, you've got some subscribers, now we're going to put you on the show. I think that's a really important thing for you guys to kind of look at.
Completely. And we have in development a bunch of formats that are kind of designed to take a group of different people who are doing different things on their channel and put them into one thing where they can reach new audiences and do something that feels different, but maybe still bring all their audiences with them. An example of that is a show we've done called Escape the Night, which like brings kind of like 10 YouTubers into like a sort of murder mystery weekend kind of situation where they have to solve a crime or whatever. But that's like, you know, one example of how we can group them and give spotlight to new talent for sure.
And there was also something here in terms of, it said what you guys were actually like looking for in terms of, are you looking to make dramas? Are you looking to make documentaries?
I mean, I kind of jumped ahead with that one earlier on and messed up our whole running order. But, you know, the only thing that I didn't get to say on that was like finishing off on the social impact stuff, you know, stuff that is, you you know, that, what was I saying, that ridiculous thing about deep fried broccoli? But yeah, that, we just, you know, want to make sure that we have some of that. Some female-led stuff would be really interesting on that. And then also, you know, again, like what I was saying about the Katy Perry thing and the Will Smith thing, we were really interested and open to pushing the platform in new directions. So stuff that feels like it could only be done on YouTube, we're all ears. Probably not too much music performance, because there's a lot of that that's already on the platform elsewhere, but definitely open to kind of interactive ideas that can kind of help us to develop YouTube, you know, the interface, you know, help that to grow a bit.
And with a lot of these programs launching, how frequently are they going to be launching? Are we going to be waiting? Is it going to be like a monthly thing, a daily thing? Because in terms of YouTube, it's a platform where you've got some people that are kind of putting things up day by day. Is it going to still have that same format of YouTube originals, or is it going to be a bit more structured as opposed to, you know, monthly stuff coming, which is brand new? And
yeah,
stuff like that?
So we're going to drop 50 new shows and specials next year. And like when we release those, it will be lifted throughout the calendar, basically in terms of like creative stuff of when they can actually be delivered and stuff. And then the fun thing is that, you know, every time we have a new show, we think about how the release is going to work best. With our dance show, Step Up, the way we did that is we released 4 episodes on the free side of the paywall and then had the final 4 episodes on premium. So people could get into the story before they had to join. So we look at every single show and just think about, like, you know, what is the best way that this is going to find its audience, you know, whether it's binge all at once or whether we drop it week by week. A lot of the YouTube creators, because they have that week to week discipline, they like to keep it week to week.
Okay, and just before we go, you're going to give our audience a little treat and reveal a clip of your up and coming series Origins.
Yes.
As well. Now you guys are excited about this because I spoke to Ian on Friday and he was like, mate, it's gonna blow your mind away. It's amazing, it's really good. He's Scottish, by the way, if you didn't. That's quite good. So yeah, should we show the clip, or do you want to tell us a little bit about the clip before we show it?
Yeah, I'll give a little preamble, then we'll run into it. So it's a show produced by Left Bank, and it's from a new writer called Mika Watkins. And it's directed by the first couple of episodes, and the look are set up by Paul W.S. Anderson, who did Aliens vs. Predator and Event Horizon and the Resident Evil movies. It stars Natalia Tennant, who was in Game of Thrones and Harry Potter, and Tom Felton, who was also in Harry Potter. And it tells the story of a group of people who are looking to have a clean slate in their lives, who agree to go to colonize another planet where they can start again. And we tell the story of that journey and what happens when they wake up a little earlier than planned, and there's some problems on the ship. But then at the same time, it's really interesting because every episode sees us jump back to futuristic Earth to explore the reasons of why that character, or why one of the characters decided to leave Earth forever. So we go back to futuristic Germany, futuristic Tokyo, all these places.
Wow.
Yeah, like
You got to go to South London, that would be good.
We do go to South London.
Chantal, I'm leaving. I'm going to the moon. You're getting on my nerves right now. Getting on my nerves.
Right, well.
That's a good program, isn't it? That's good. That's free. You guys can have that. It's free.
I think it's pretty close to one of the bits. But the clip we're about to watch is what happens when some of our characters arrive on the bridge of the ship, and they're a little bit worried to find that they've woken up and they're the only people left on the spaceship.
Fantastic. Let's have a look at it. Here it is. So before we leave, guys, most of us are never going to see each other again. Some of us will. Some of us, don't know, might commit murder. I don't know, innit, yeah? So what we're going to do, everybody's got their headbands on. We're going to take a beautiful selfie. You guys can tag your friends and all that jazz, your kids and all that kind of stuff. So if everyone can get their headbands on, is that okay? It's all right? If you took it off, why did you do that? Why you got to be that person? Okay. Some people are leaving right now. So it's all right? I'm going to get in that budget, boy. Okay. All right. Cool. Shall I do this one?
All right, yeah.
Let me try and get everyone in.
Should I just take it?
There we go.
There we go.
How?
I don't know. I'll stay down.
Okay. All right, we're gonna go for a panorama shot. Oh shit. No, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not. Okay, Luke.
Yeah.
Let's try and get you in there, mate. Let's do a Okay. I didn't really think this through, you know.
No.
There's a lot of people. So you guys at the side, I'm sorry, but you're not gonna make the selfie, yeah? But we love you the same way. Okay. All right, cool, fantastic. Let's all, cool. And at the count of 3, can everyone say banzai? Is that okay? Yeah? Okay. All right, cool. 1, 2, 3.
Banzai!
Okay, we got to do that again. I was so dead. I was so dead. Okay, all right. We'll do that again. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Banzai!
Fantastic, cool. Please, guys, give up for Luke.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. And thank you to Mo.
Give up for the sponsors as well. And enjoy the rest of your fringe. Take care.